Hey guys, welcome back. So it's the beginning of 2025 and I wanted to give you guys an update. This is a hard video to film, it's just awkward, but I'll just get to the point. So I purchased Fast Forward Superchargers from Tom. If you guys are familiar, Tom created a cold side carb legal supercharger kit for Miatas. He did it in the early to mid 2000s. He's been selling them for almost 20 years. They're very well engineered. They're very complete. They have instructions. They're carb certified. It's a pretty nice kit. There's a lot of advantages to running them. And they make about 190 to 200 horsepower at the wheels, which is pretty good. And it runs 10 pounds of boost. So, yeah, Tom stopped selling the kits at the end of 2023. And then in 2024, he decided he wanted to sell it. And I ended up reaching out, and we went back and forth, and we made a deal, and I now own Fast Forward Superchargers. So, really looking forward to this. It's a great opportunity. Tom is a fantastic guy. I've actually talked to him. I've purchased things from him in the past. I've actually owned 2 of his kits before I ever bought the company. I have one of his kits now, actually, that I've just had I bought it a few years ago. It was gonna go on the blue car, but now that I own the company, the latest and greatest, the TVS 900 kit, that's going to go on the blue car now. But anyway, yeah, Tom's a great guy. He's been helping me out with the transition, making sure that answering all my questions and really helping make sure that everything gets done properly so I can maintain because Tom was legendary for his quality, reliability, his customer service. Just Tom did a great job. He's got a great reputation, and I'm looking to maintain that, try to even improve it. So it's super exciting. Like I said, this is hard to film. Don't know what to say. It's kind of weird. I've never bought a company before. I mean, it was just a one-man show with Tom, but it's going to be a one-man team here too. But hey, I'm looking forward to it. Very excited. Now, right now it's beginning of January 2025. So everything's in the works. I'm trying to get everything lined up for castings because there's 2 different cast parts that go to the kit. And then there's a lot of machine parts and plenty of buy parts. And it's a lot to get all that stuff built and assembled and tested and, ready to ship. So it's going to be a while. But for sure, we will be selling the kits again. So if any of you guys are interested, I'm launching. So his original website, he's had it's kind of an old website, so I'm getting a new website built. It's going to look very similar to the old one, but it'll actually be a brand new website. It'll be a Shopify store with modern security, accept all forms of payment. It's going to look and feel very similar to the old site. In fact, the guy that built the old site, a gentleman named Peter, is actually the one that's building the new site. So I mean, it's just going to be a nice little upgrade over the old site. But we will be taking pre-orders at some point, so y'all keep an eye out for that. Because, like I said, we're going to be building these. I don't know when they're going to ship yet. It could be a few months. It could be several months. It just depends how long it takes to get everything manufactured and machined and tested and all that kind of stuff. So, I've never sold supercharger kits before, but I've definitely sold. I have a website. I sell stuff all the time. I have an eBay store. I sell stuff on there. And outside of my car world, I've worked for other companies, and we manufactured and sold millions of dollars worth of stuff. So I know the process of how to do all this pretty well. So for example, with the blower kits, we're going to be doing our very best to maintain quality through manufacturing, but also through quality control in-house, actually inspecting things, weighing them, measuring them, testing things and adjusting things, anything I can do in-house to improve the customer experience. For example, pre-assembling components, say for example, a manifold that had some fittings in it. Instead of sending you the manifold and sending you the fittings, we're going to assemble all that here. And in fact, this will take some work, but we're going to build test equipment. So pretty much anything that could be vacuum tested or pressure tested, things like that will all be done in-house, so that when you get it, not only is there less work to assemble, but it's also the parts that you are assembling. If it could have been tested before it shipped, it was tested before it shipped. There's even a few other things I'm going to do in that same line of thinking, but I don't want to say just yet because they're going to be difficult to pull off on my end, but it's even further going to make it easier for the customer to have stuff that's already been adjusted and set. So I really think that the new kits are going to be equal quality, if not better, than what Tom has been doing, and Tom's kind of legendary how well he was doing this. So yeah, like I said, hard video to film. Very excited. Can't tell you how excited I am. I've always liked these kits. There's a lot of benefits with them. The cool thing that makes Tom's kits unique is that he's got like a cold sad supercharger, and it runs Ecool. And let me just jump to a supercharger and show you. Okay, so this is like an old kit. This is one of the ones I've owned. I took the manifold off. It's actually at the foundry right now. But the new kits are going to be just like the old kits were. So, and actually, the way Tom sells them now, this kit's like a middle kit, so it's a little different. This kit, when he sold it, the injectors were in the manifold. But the original kits and the kits he's been selling for the last few years all have the Ecool injector basically between the throttle body and the inlet of the blower. So the way that works is when you open the throttle, it sprays the fuel into the supercharger. And what's cool about that is you spray the fuel, and because it's running through the lobes, you kind of get some cooling in the blower, which is great for the blower. Helps seal the rotors as well, which is great. But what the big deal is, it gets extremely good mixing. So like, you don't really have fuel droplets flowing through your intake. It turns into a vapor, and you have a vapor, like a homogeneous mixture of air and fuel. And that is fantastic, which is kind of like the whole point of Ecool. The reason it's called Ecool is it's adding fuel, but it's also cooling the charge air. And the fantastic thing about injecting it here, you're getting like a double effect. One, the further you get the fuel injector, like the distance and specifically like the time that it takes for that fuel from the time it's injected out of the injector and then it travels and goes through the valve and gets in the cylinder, the longer that takes, the more time the fuel has to evaporate and go from a liquid to a vapor. When that process happens, it cools the air, but also it mixes with the air and you get a more homogeneous charge, which helps basically prevent detonation. So if you look at race cars, even like especially old Formula One stuff, they would get the injectors as far away as possible from the head because it gave the fuel more time to evaporate, which was beneficial inside the engines. So by injecting the fuel here, when it goes through the blower, obviously the supercharger is compressing the air, so the air heats up, and so that just makes the fuel even more readily evaporate. So you end up with like a nice vapor of air and fuel coming out of the bottom that's been cooled down from the fuel, and it's very well mixed from going through the rotors. And yeah, it essentially makes these things have very good detonation resistance, even though they don't have a like an air-to-air or air-to-liquid intercooler. The fifth injector, the Ecool system, does a great job at cooling. So just to give you an example, these kits will run 10 pounds of boost on 91 octane, just like that with the Ecool, which is pretty impressive. And Tom's setup, he's actually run 18 pounds of boost on E85, doing the same thing. He had an Ecool injector, but he was running the engine on E85 instead of on a 91 octane. And he could run 18 pounds of boost. I believe he was making over 300 horsepower doing that, which that's a lot. So yeah, it's a cool system, and what's nice is you already have fuel, so it's easy to hook up, and you don't have to run intercooler pipes or water pipes or any of that. The throttled volume's really low. I'll add this to the end of the video. So when I actually went to Arizona, flew out there, met with Tom for a few days to make the deal, and his son. So I got to ride in Tom's car. So Tom has a kit on his car, but his son had a Miata as well with a blower, and I got to drive his son's car. And it's kind of impressive how these things drive. I hadn't driven a FFS supercharged car before, and it's not how I thought it would be until I rode in it. So it's really cool. Like when you crank it up, it just feels like a normal Miata. Like it runs, it idles. Like you can't really tell it's got a blower on it until you drive it. As soon as you drive the thing, that it's like you put a V6 under the hood. it's just got more power everywhere. Like even when you just let the clutch off, like say you're feathering the clutch and you give it some gas, it just wants to go, you know? It's crazy. Like it literally feels like you just put a bigger engine in the car. Driving on the highway, like you could be in like top gear, which I think this car had a 5-speed, but even in like 5th gear, you know, you could just be cruising and like you just roll into it a little bit and it just feels like it's got a bigger engine. It's completely seamless. You don't feel like a turbo spool. There's no lag. You just like roll on the gas and it's like, whoa, this thing's got way more pep, way more. It was pretty cool. It didn't drive how I expected. It really, to me, the best analogy is it just feels like you put a V6 in the car. It's like you did an engine swap and it's just got more power everywhere. Idle, 2,000 RPMs, 4,000, 7,000. I mean, it just revs. Everywhere's got more power. So it's really cool. Anyway, it's a little rambly, but I really do like how it drives. And the refinement, because it just drives like a stock car with the factory ECU, which is really cool. Now these run an Ecool system, so it comes with like plug-and-play engine management. But anyway, I have to say that was a big deal driving it, getting to see what that's like. So anyway, sorry for the rambly video, but I'm super excited about this. I can't believe this is going to happen. But yeah, guys, sit back and watch. If you guys were looking to get a blower, they're coming back. We'll have them in a few months probably. I don't know, probably like middle of the year if I'm being realistic, because it just takes time to get everything done and then get everything, you know, manufactured, machined, all the buy parts, and then all the, you know, quality control and inspections and everything, because I really want this stuff right before it ships, you know. So for example, when I finally get the kits done, the first thing I'm going to do is put one on my blue car. So, you know, once I got all the parts done, I'll basically grab the instructions and just follow the instructions. I'll film it, of course, but, you know, we're going to put this thing on the blue car. And the blue car is completely stock, so it's perfect. You know, there's nothing done to it. It's just a good, healthy NB Miata. So we'll be putting the kit on there and see how it does, just to kind of prove out that everything worked correctly and everything, you know, we're all good and it's making good power. For sure, we're going to dyno it, make sure it's making the power it's supposed to. Now that I think about that, I should probably dyno it as it's stock just to make sure the stock one's okay. But it feels good, but that's probably a good idea. But yeah, it's crazy. You guys, we're going to have Fast Forwards coming back. So if you guys were looking to get a kit or want to get a kit, we're launching a new website soon. Eventually we'll be able to take pre-orders. So you can pre-order a kit if you'd like to. We are going to offer a small discount for pre-orders. So yeah, pretty exciting. Let me know what you guys think. This is crazy. Like, when I reached out to Tom, I've known Tom for years. I built a supercharger kit up. If you guys, you're on my YouTube channel, if you roll back to like 2016, 2017, I used to have a Whipple supercharger on this car when it was a street car. And Tom, when I had issues, I had problems with belt slip and a couple other things, Tom had actually helped me troubleshoot what was going on and told me how to fix it, and he was right. And in fact, at the time I thought he was wrong, but my brain was like, hey, that guy sells supercharger kits for a living. Even if I don't understand why what he's saying would be right, I should probably at least try it. And sure enough, I did what he said and it worked. So Tom's very knowledgeable, very great guy. I feel privileged. I can't believe this happened, but yep, we're bringing him back. And so if you know anybody that's owns a Fast Forward Supercharger kit, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I'm here for, Tom's a great guy. He still supports everything. I've asked him questions and all kinds of stuff. He's super helpful. I'm sure he'll help you too. But just as well, I'm here to help you guys as well. If you got questions or anything about your kits, or you need some spare parts or replacement things, let me know. Yeah, so you need anything, my email address is pat@fastforwardsuperchargers.com. So shoot me an email. I'll get back to you. Whether you need parts or assistance or whatever it is, we'll get you squared away. And yeah, y'all stick around because I'll show you guys as we do this, but we're going to be bringing them back, and it's pretty cool. Anyway, that's going to wrap this one up. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you got any questions, let me know. Like I said, kind of crazy, but it's happening. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and until next time, y'all take it easy.